Transform. Hey guys, what's up? It's Nerf16, Retro Kid on YouTube, and everywhere else. Yeah, let's finally talk about that Twinkie. As many of you know, Ramis, aka Egon from the Ghostbusters movies, and director of a couple of good comedies, Caddyshack, and I think I never grew up with it, so please let me know if I got it right. National Lampoon's Vacation, I think. I don't know. That's really not the important part. The important part is that he unfortunately passed away today at yesterday at the age of 65. And 65. So, look, the news was pretty, I guess weird on my end just to hear it all together. Not because it's fake or anything. I know it's real. It's just when you get a death like that, you just it's like, what the hell happened? And you get a million questions rolling through your head sometimes, and that happened to me. I guess in a more positive way, if anyone doesn't recognize this photo, this is the ladder house they used in the first two movies, which I guess now I'm saying this will never get a third, and I always knew even when I was a kid. Anyway, what's so special about this ladder house is obviously it was not only in production for the first movie, but also the second movie. And they kept the logo from the sequel and used it whenever tour season hits up here in New York. And when they got the word on Harold Ramis's death, they put it up, I think either still up today, I don't know, in honor of the guy's memory. I personally never been to the firehouse myself. Given that I'm a New Yorker, I really should. But I'm pretty sure the place is a fully functional, traditional firehouse of any type of, legit fire department needs. So before I get on to the rest of the news, let me just have a moment of silence for Egon and everybody who worked on the movies and anyone who still talks to him afterwards, and to his family in general. My condolences, sincerely, R.T. Wall. And if there was a cool quote I could find for the movies, it's not really there yet, but I guess it's not really necessary. I hope he kicks Slimer's ass. He's technically a ghost now, right? Sorry. Yeah, so with that finally out of the way, let's get on to the news. What we have so far, the Toy Fair just happened, and a lot of cool news came out on both mainstream here in the States, and I think some Bandai coolness happened on the collector's market too, on the SH Figure Arts, not really Figure Arts, the Monster Arts. I think they teased the 2014 Godzilla coming out later this year. I'm not really going to be talking about that specifically. I can have a separate news story if that ever does release before the movie comes out. And before anyone asks, yes, I have seen the trailer to the new Godzilla movie. I've seen the new trailer, and I've also saw Toku, both episodes. I'll do separate videos on that later this week. I'm just going to rapid fire everything I have found so far on the Toy Fair, and it's going to be a mix of comic, Power Ranger, and a lot of Nerf at the end. So you can tune out whenever you want to, when I get onto Nerf or whatever. Man, I'm trolling my own audience. That's weird. Okay, so with that all out of the way, DC, normally when these kinds of things happen, they show off their premiere figures and collector's market stuff. But the big surprise for me personally was the news that they're actually going to do Batman the Animated Series figures. And given the teaser posts I saw coming after the fair, they look pretty not bad. Given that it's DC, it might have, from the looks of it, limited articulation, but I still get a pretty fantastic mold of, I think, Season 4 suits for at least this particular Batman. I know they're doing Catwoman. I don't know if they're doing any of the Robins or Nightwing. That would be awesome if they did Nightwing. Maybe a bad guy or two. I have no clue. This is the closest to a photo I can get. And what I'm judging so far, the cowl mold is amazing. It's definitely straight out of the TV show. It just needs to be voiced by Kevin Conroy, and you got me sold. There was also a bunch of minor stuff, mostly Lego, mostly like miniature designs kind of stuff. A black and white bust of Batman. Might be, yeah, it is a full-on statue. My bad. And even this thing with a Blackest Night Green Lantern from that story arc. It all looks pretty not bad. NECA showed off some stuff too. I don't know what was like their slam dunk, but to me personally, it was their NES RoboCop. I wish I could. I don't due to the, I guess, my post time before recording. I'm not really gonna get the time to show you it, but trust me, it looks pretty decent. Here's the other stuff they showed off. There, they also doing some New 52 stuff. One of them notably in their teaser video was Batgirl, New 52 Supergirl, and New 52 Nightwing. Despite the color change, it's still a not bad looking Nightwing gear, and costume looks pretty good. I don't know if he has a cowl because he doesn't have a cape, but the sticks look good. The basic gear Dick normally uses is not bad. I don't have any problems with the artwork. The molding for the figure itself looks not bad, and if it's a decent price, you might see a future review of it. What else they had? And that's about it on the Marvel end. No, not the Marvel. The comic book end of it. I'm just poking around and stuff. Sorry. It's now this is Mattel's end of things. They had showed off their, like, I think their 5 or 4 inch line, and given what I just discovered, they might be doing some mini movie stuff from the Tim Burton films, and they got the likeness down pretty good, especially for the unhooded, unmasked Michael Keaton Batman. That looks pretty much on par from what I saw in Returns. Don't really know what prices they are because I just literally found this like not that long ago, actually, right now. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Also, this is gonna be a barrage of like Google stuff, so yeah. What's next? Well, let's talk Power Rangers. Super Mega Force, as you guys noticed, have pretty much came into the television, got on TV 2 weeks ago, and I saw both new episodes, and I might be a little Sentai purist. Only through the action. The scripting's not bad. The kids are actually way more, I guess, on point than they are. I'm still nervous as all hell what's the character motivations for Jeb, aka the Sixth Ranger. But what I'm not nervous about is his toy line, because he looks freaking not bad for a Bandai America mold. That might be their armored Sixth Ranger from Megaforce whenever they get around to it. And for those who watch Gokaiger, that is definitely his gold mode! Here's just hang on, let me zoom this in. Yeah, the mold is definitely flat on the gold, but it's still representing all the faces that he used and so on and so forth. And either it's just me or some of them look like Hibiki characters. I'm just kidding with you. With that said, I'm looking forward to checking out that figure, and also looking forward to his Morpher, because that looks way better. I know my camera's not picking it up, but Google search it yourself, and I don't know if it's the DX or the regular line, but so far the DX if this looks pretty on par from what the Japanese mold was, I'm almost gonna bet, much like the Super Mega Force Morpher is not gonna have that much button functionality. He'll probably just let the key do all the work, which might be the case. I don't really know if I can find his weapon of choice. The staffs. Oh, actually, I can. His weapon looks not bad as well. I know, again, it's very blotchy due to my camera being way off-centered. But if you saw the show, it's basically a Triton turned into a giant-ass spear attack when he did his final wave before going to Gold Mode. In Gold Mode, he does still the spear attacks, but with every 6th Ranger ever. So, yeah, that's a lot to look forward to. And I know now they're calling it Final Strike. I like the term. It's a little flipped pretty good, but again, this is where my Sentai purism just comes into play and just flips me off royally. Oh, now it picks up. So yeah, I don't really have any problems with the Bandai America mold so far with the 6th Ranger. He's looking pretty good. Now let's get to what I believe is the biggest news that came out of Bandai's end of, hang on. Second biggest is their Gokai Gallium Blaster, or whatever they're, Skyship Blaster. Yeah, I assume they're going to call it that. It looks pretty on par. It's definitely a little shrunken down than what it originally was in the Japanese mold. But as long as the price probably hits like the $40 mark, it might be worth it. At least for me as a collector. And the booth showed off everything they had so far on the Megaforce line. Most notably their Legacy stuff. They showcased too, like the Legacy Dragon Dagger, the Dragon Zord, combining with the Force Powers is off the chain. Combining with, of course, the Megazord from Mighty Morphin. Okay. And the big news coming out of the Legacy part that really won me over is, if I can find it in time, yes I did, Titanus. Yeah, they're not kidding when it comes to the Legacy series. They're going all out with the history of the franchise and remolding what they need to remold. Titanus still looks pretty amazing. Personally, I never owned Titanus or any of the Season 1 Zords. I owned the Season 3 Zords from the movie line, not from the show, sadly. And from what I'm seeing so far on Titanus, he looks just as gorgeous as I remembered him. He might have some different gold plating. It looks a little shinier than usual, probably because they, I guess, had to wipe it down or whatever for the showcase. But other than that, Titanus looks not bad. I don't really have a problem with him. And I'm looking forward to seeing how much that thing is going to cost, because I'm probably not going to buy it, because who knows. And I think they might be remolding those Barbie-looking things they did back in the day from the corner of the booth over there, but that's just me speculating. Last bit of news is, of course, Nerf. And my phone went off. There's like a multiple array of news that came out of it. I'm demorphed for now, so I can talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw the trailer. My initial thoughts is Marvel's doing one hell of a gamble because no one has ever heard of this team, including myself, and I guess they're taking a big risk. From the look of this Battle Gear Blaster, it looks like a not really modified, a remolded or reshelled Jolt with extra. No, actually, a Triad. Yeah, it's definitely a Triad. With some extra parts or something like that to look more like the movie in question. I have no clue if this is Star Wars' actual space mask or whatever he has in the comics. everyone's criticizing that Chris Pratt is a weird choice to be Star-Lord. I think he's gonna do okay. I've noticed that from what I'm starting to read, is that the team is goofy sometimes and serious when the galaxy needs them to be serious. So we might be getting that goofy side for the movie. If at all they do a sequel, they'll probably get serious again. Again, that's if they're getting a sequel. I have no clue. It's too early to tell, and I'd rather just let the movie play itself out, just to give me that conclusion. So speaking of weird conclusions, we have not only an answer to the Elite Cam Shot, the Elite Cam Blaster I showed you guys a couple of weeks back. It's also going to have another prototype electric buddy along with him for the $75 price tag. A freaking robot! It's a crab-like creature. Grab people. No, I was just kidding with you. Let me get up a photo. I don't really know what it's called yet, but it is a remote-controlled crab-looking robot that has a very easy mount turret. It's RC operated, so your mileage may vary on how much that costs, because I have no idea. It's coming with, from the look of it, maybe 5, maybe 6 elite darts, maybe a 10 rotating mag, and it's looking pretty cheap. The controller they showed was a prototype, but it's going to have a similar design from the showroom, probably repainted. Stockade and a lot of other blasters were re-shown at the place. We got more of an idea what Rebel's going to be doing. They're also, on top of getting new crossbows, they're also going to get into the flywheel thing like their brothers, and I think their own Jolt line, their own Maverick, if I could find it. Sorry. And obviously the biggest news I saw was a full demonstration on what the Nerf Demolisher is going to do. It's all... Now, I was worried about what the pump was going to be. Like, it was going to be a long charge or something like that. Turns out it's a one pump swoop kind of thing. So I think the air pressure is probably going to be a lot beefier than I originally thought. And the banana clip is a 10-round mag, not like a traditional 12 mag, so that might involve some modification, but given my experience with the 12 mag, it might be a good in-between mag round for reloads, and it looks pretty good, so I don't know. They demonstrated the functionality of the flywheel, how it's pretty much on par like a Strife or anything come before it, so it's going to have those particular and typical flywheel test ranges. They also demonstrated the zombie strike lines. I actually don't know the name of this blaster. That's not good. Come on. Sorry. Yeah, well, this is their Winchester lineup. Come on. Sling fire. Okay. Yeah, it's basically going to be, as the name implies, a sling fire, a sling mounted kind of blaster. Like if you got like a good rope sling, kind of like mine I showed. Hang on, let me get it. You know, something like this. It'll probably, attach to these blasters pretty well. And I'm not going to worry about that. What I am pretty impressed about is the demonstrator did like a one-arm kind of reload kind of thing, pump, rapid fire thing, kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger in T2 when he was doing that kind of thing with the motorcycle. So I get to finally live that dream. So that probably means the internals of it is probably a ratchety kind of gear change kind of pump. So that's probably why I'm going to get away with that kind of action. And that was 2 years ago. Overall, Nerf pretty much showed off a little more than what I thought they were going to do. Only a little. The robot, to me, is the biggest surprise. The movie lineup with Guardians of the Galaxy looks not bad. Um, and so far, all the major Nerf sites are just calling him Combat Creature until they get an official name. And that's what I was saying about the controller. It's not full on painted. It's not full on ready. It's pretty much a prototype, but this is like the kind of code you're going to be seeing. The range I want to say for the Combat Creature might be, if it's flywheel, they'll probably hit like the same ranges like you would normally see, probably 40, maybe 30. Stock, modified, 50, maybe 55. I don't really know. The Mega line was also shown with their Mega Whistler. That's the dart they're going to be using. I have no they're not giving me a name, sorry. They're being vague. Mega Thunder. You know what? I'm just gonna call it Thunderstrike until it gets a cooler name than that. Yeah, it's definitely like a Rambo kind of weapon. I would definitely see it work off pretty well. And how it was demonstrated is that the string, when you pull it, the arms are gonna clamp down, and it just pops it when you release it. So that's cool. And I wasted 20 minutes. Holy crap. So, with all that said, I am going to be doing Toku next, and my thoughts so far on the Godzilla trailer along with that. So that's basically traditional Nerf news. And this was Nerf16 on YouTube, Retro Kid on RPT and everywhere else. Later.